everyone to another episode of the most interesting news in the world. Oh my God. And I just realized the thing I was going to talk about today, I messed up because I don't have my list. But it's all right. I'm here in Hong Kong. I'm here to facilitate a 3-day body class. And this is my first time being in this city, and I expected, well, I didn't think I was going to like it, so I never really cared to come here. And so when I was actually on my way, I was like, I looked at it on the maps, and it's essentially a cluster of islands, and it's just beautiful. So I've actually really enjoyed my less than 24 hours I've been here so far. But this city, I say but, because I love this city, but. And when you say but, you really are you're just negating everything you said previously. I do love the city, which basically means I'm saying but because it's just like one giant distractor implant. Holy cow. Although it's also making me realize maybe all cities are just one giant distractor implant, or a conglomeration of all of the distractor implants. Now, if you've gotten this far, you're probably like, Connor, what are you talking about? What's a distractor implant? Well, if you haven't seen this show, and if you haven't heard of the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement, go to theclearingstatement.com for more information. You can find out a lot of stuff, and it'll get you sort of ready to go. It's like buying your ticket to the airplane. You might not be on it, but you're getting there. I had other things that were in my head that I was like, I probably shouldn't say that on television, because that's what this is. This is a YouTube television channel. So, distractor implants. What are distractor implants? Well, there's 23 of them, I think. I say I think because of that number sound. I'm speaking that from memory, not from I counted them. And I'm not going to remember them all. That's why I was like, man, I'm so not prepared for this because I don't have my other cell phone to look at the list of distractor implants. So I apologize. You guys are going to have to find that list yourself. And to get it, there's a book called Living Beyond Distraction that Gary Douglas wrote. So what are they? Anger, rage, fury, hate, blame, shame, regret, and guilt, obsessive, compulsive, addictive points of view. Every time I say those, I'm like, love, sex, jealousy, and peace, life, living, death, and reality. Yeah, so I think I said like 4 groups of 4, which would be 26. But if there's 23, I need like another group of 4 to make it 20, and then I don't recall. Wow, 4 groups of 4? That doesn't sound right. See, I'm all messed up. 7, whatever. Yeah, so there you go. There's a bunch of them. And so, like, what do I mean with Hong Kong being a one giant distractor implant? You know, it's tough to say because they're all present. The anger is not totally present. A lot of people are like angry, but they're going to avoid it because, I mean, it is Hong Kong, and there's an elephant in the room or in the next room over or right next door. So there you go. But so people will like hide and suppress their anger. Just because you're suppressing your anger doesn't mean you have it. I mean, don't have it. So anger, rage, fury, hate, those kind of bundle up together. Blame, shame, regret, and guilt. If you've got problems, you're blaming other people or you're blaming yourself. Regret, oh, I wish I wouldn't have done that. Guilt, oh, I feel guilty that I did that. Notice how I'm saying feeling a lot. Blame, shame, regret, guilt. Blame, shame. Shame. Oh, I feel so shameful for something. Notice how they're very feelings oriented. Now, on top of that, why are these important? Well, distractor implants are just that. They're distractor implants. What is an implant? Well, an implant is something you kind of put in you. Now, these are energetic implants. They're points of views. And what do I mean energetic? Well, that's like a long story. That's like a whole other episode. We might have to have an episode on energy, so maybe we'll stick there. For now, It's an energetic implant and a point of view you've taken. But every point of view you take that's a fixed point of view is an energetic implant, so hey, how does it get any better than that? So every single one of them is not only designed, but it effectively distracts you from choosing what you would like to be, who you would like to be, what you would like your life to be like, so on and so forth. Now, I said another one, like there's business. Business is one of them. How is business one? Well, for a lot of people, they aren't willing to live until the weekend, you know? So like during the week, 5 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, they are working. And then when the weekend comes, they're like, now I will let myself live. Or they're working from whatever time to whatever time, and then they will let themselves live. So a lot of you might be getting, well, so now you're talking about work and life balance. No, I'm not actually talking about work and life balance. I'm actually talking about living. Living. If you were truly living right now, did I just get my butt wet? Felt like something splashed on me. Because this is not a fake background. I'm actually here in Hong Kong. This is no green screen action, people. I have a whole new camera setup that I'm very excited about, so I'm using it. So, what were we talking about? Distractor implants. Distracting you from what they exactly would like to choose. Something like business, and then living, and you're like, Connor, but you just said that living is like something that you want to choose, but then you also said that living is a distractor implant. Yes, living is a distractor implant when you have a point of view as to what living is, and you think you're living when you're only living on the weekend. So what is truly living? Truly living is living in 10-second increments. What is living in 10-second increments? Well, that would be like I shouldn't just say that would be like. That is just like willing to choose in every 10 seconds. Which is kind of a big cookie if you let it crumble. That doesn't make any sense. I feel like I'm not making any sense tonight, so maybe this is going to be a really good show. Relájate, relájate, relájate. All right. See, it's just one giant distractor implant. Did I say relationship? Relationship is in there too. Because I see lots of people doing relationship, lots of people doing sex, love, jealousy, peace. Why is peace a distractor? Because we've been trying to achieve it for thousands of years. You'd think we would have succeeded by now. Notice one thing that I can say with all of these, like, do you allow yourself to have choice? Like, if you allow yourself to have choice in relationship, that's not where it's a distractor implant. It's where you start going, this is what I need to choose, and this is what I need to choose, and this is what I need to choose. But a distractor implant is also like it's very easy to spot. You're like, the moment you go, if you're like having a great time and you're living and you're like loving life and everything, and you don't have a relationship and you go, God, I think I need to get a relationship, that's a distractor implant. Or if you are having a great time, business is working really well, and everything's going smoothly, and then you go, God, I think I need to work on my business. That is when it's a distractor implant. Is this beginning to show itself to light? Like, if you're like, I feel shameful that I did this thing. Why look at whether or not you were shameful, or instead looking at what did this create? So let's do this. All the distractor implants you are using to avoid creating the life and living you could be choosing. But Connor, you said life and living are distractor implants. I know I said that. We destroy and uncreate at all times the godzillion. Right and wrong, good and bad, pock and pot, all nine shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. So all the distractor implants you're using, okay, let me point out why I'm like, this city is such a distractor implant. Because I was here, I was like, wow, God, I feel like I could totally live here, and I could get like a job here, and like jump on the the trolley in the morning and go to work, and then like walk into my air-conditioned office and then like work with my office people, and like we're hanging out at like the China Bank or whatever it might be, and like we're doing our thing and we're doing our thing, and then I get to go home and look at me, I'm so cool. I get to like I'm getting the paycheck and it's really awesome, and I'm like a cool guy because I live in Hong Kong and I got like all this stuff going on for me, and it's just like really perfect, and I get my paychecks and I have extra money to, and then I can put my kids through college. Wow. Holy cow. Is that, you know, it's okay. If that is fun for you and you're like, yes, cool. But I'm going to ask you, is that really what you want? Because all that stuff is like a long string of distractor implants. Yeah. I know it sounded like just one, but there's added ones in there, like the relationship and the so on and so forth. Okay. Well, man, this has been a short show tonight. I'm kind of done. But is it, and it's like, one of these days I need to do it where we can interact, because I'm like, I don't really have any of you talking with me, so I guess I can just sit here and talk, wait until you guys sort of energetically catch up a little bit, or at least, you know, like let that sort of, everything we've talked about so far sort of like sit in your world for a moment. You know, just enjoy the scenery. There you go. Yeah. Now we're going. Now I can sit here and explain all of the distractor implants all night long, and it really will help you to like do your research to learn about the distractor implants. And one of the things you can start before you even start doing any of that is just pock and pod all the distractor implants. And really, if you're starting small, all you got to do, pock and pod all the distractor implants, pock and pod all the distractor implants, pock and pod all the distractor implants. Now, let's take another look at like one we talked about earlier, relationship. How much, if you're in a relationship right now, or, you know, even if you're not and you're like, I'm single, but you still have family members and you still have people you see on the street, you still have a boss, or you have people working with you, or you have clients, or whatever it might be, all of those relationships, how much are you functioning from distractor implants of relationship with those relationships? So everywhere you're functioning from distractor implants and distraction, rather than what you could create, what you would like to create, what you would really like to create, and what would actually create the greatest future for you and them, will you destroy and uncreate all that? Right, wrong, good, bad, papa, call, nine, shorts, boys, povads, and beyond. So one of the things you can just do is pock and pod all the distractor implants. You don't have to do that big, long one like I just did. You can just pock and pod all the distractor implants. You could even go P and C the DIs. I don't know if you can actually do that. Probably best to stick with pock and pod all the distractor implants. So pock and pod all the distractor implants, pock and pod all the distractor implants, pock and pod all the distractor implants, pock and pod all the distractor implants. Oh my God, we're all getting so much more present, isn't it? Just how does it get any better than that? Pock and pod all the distractor implants. I just need to walk around this whole city pocking and podding the distractor implants. I am feeling way better not feeling all these distractor implants all the time. So, pock and pod all the distractor implants, 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 pock and pod all the distractor implants. Now, distractor implants are also one of the reasons you like open up your phone and you're like, you find yourself like lost for like an hour and a half. Like, what just happened? I was like next thing, I went to go look for some information about something important. All of a sudden, I've been watching videos on some stupid social media channel for an hour and a half. Because all of those little things are, the algorithms are just poking at your distractor implants to distract you from creating your life. And you're just getting distracted into the hole of your phone, which is what everybody's doing when they're on the train here. Even just walking around. So all the distractor implants. Pock and pod all the distractor implants, 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 pock and pod all the distractor implants. Pock and pod all the distractor implants, 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 pock and pod all the distractor implants. Wow, does it get any better than this? So you can do the same whenever you are feeling angry or you have rage. You can pocket bottle your distractor implants. Pocket bottle my distractor implants. Pocket bottle my, I like to wave myself because it's hot out. Pocket bottle my distractor implants. Pocket bottle my distractor implants. Pocket bottle the 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 distractor implants. Cool. Yep. We did what we came to do, except for the fact that I haven't told you about a whole lot of stuff going on. Like I said, I am facilitating a 3-day body class this weekend here in Hong Kong. Yes! Woo! It's tough to run a body process while you're in distractor implants. It's also tough to be in distractor implants when you're running body processes. That's really what goes on. When you're running body processes and access conscious 3-day body class, you're like, there, distractor implant, what? Who cares? God, the air smells good. I love the sound of the trees blowing in the wind. So good. So, some other things we have going on. If I can remember. Oh my God. Well, I do, again, I didn't bring my other phone, all my information on the phone because I definitely can't remember much. I do know that there is an advanced body class with Gary Douglas and Kalpana in India, which is I'm very excited about. And wow, yep, that's all I remember at this point in time. I'm gonna have to update all of you next week, next Wednesday, because the India class is not for a couple months. So they're so next Wednesday, come watch again. I will update you on all the access consciousness happenings in the world when I'm not so distracted. All right, everybody. Hope to see you next time on the most interesting news in the world. Because what would the most interesting news in the world be if you weren't distracting you? So until next week, pocket bottle the distractor implants and just see what shows up. Thanks, everybody. See you next time on the most interesting news in the world.